Hello and namaste. So parents, before coming to this video, I believe you have already watched the level 1 video. That is what your child would learn and do in level 1. Yes, he would learn 7 chapters and 5 different outcomes which we discussed in level 1. Now in this level 2, he is going to learn 7 more chapters. And what are those 7 chapters? Let's talk about it in detail and then we'll look at the outcomes, what he's going to do there. The chapter number 1 here, from there where we had learnt about mine and yours, leads to something which is called as begging, stealing, and robbing. Yes, the child here learns the difference between earning money and making money. Earning money is when the child provides certain product or services, a value, and he gets money out of it. In begging, stealing, and robbing, you are making money, but that is unethical. And what is the problems of begging, stealing, and robbing, and how could it create problems in his or her life is something which the child starts learning at the right age. The consequences of begging, stealing, and robbing, what should we do so that we don't have to beg, steal, or rob, are the important questions which are answered in this chapter number 1. Child is growing. He has done level 1. He will be able to learn level 2. Don't worry about it. In level 2, the child then learns chapter number 2, which is about hand loan, giving or taking. Remember the first level where the child learned about the barter system? It was things to be given or taken. Now it's about hand loan, which children start asking for money or some hand loan for things. It's not about exchange. It's just one-way things. Even your child may want certain money or certain things from someone and may seek a hand loan. How do you really ask for hand loan, or how do you really give a hand loan? What care should you take while giving or receiving a hand loan? What are the benefits and the risks of giving or receiving hand loan? These are the discussions which the child starts doing and learning about in the class, in the pre-work, in the post-work, all 3 places. Let me take you to chapter number 3. Price of things and services around us. You want your child to be price sensitive, right? You want your child to be wise in buying decisions. This is the chapter which helps the child understands the price of things around us. What is the cost of these things? What was the cost of the things in our parents or grandparents' age? Why are some products and services costly and some cheap? This is the discussion which happens in the class through activities in chapter number 3. Chapter number 4 is about sellers and service providers. You want your child to build an entrepreneurship mindset. I'm not saying he has to do business, but a mindset of an entrepreneur. He has to learn what the sellers and the service providers do. So what does he learn over here? He understands to differentiate between common and uncommon products and services. Big differentiation for the child to learn, isn't it? Then he learns to classify service providers between common and uncommon services, and based on that he starts envisaging what kind of a service or what kind of a products he should deal in. Not that he learns it here, he learns this in level 4, 5, 6, but this is the foundation from where the thought process begins. So it's a ladder curriculum. Chapter number 5 is about salary. Who gets salary? Why do we pay them? Why do people work? These are questions which needs to be answered, which the child has in his mind about money, about salary. Why do people work? Why does Papa, Mama go out and work? Why do I have to be left alone? And that's a very important question the child needs to know. And that is something which he learns here in chapter number 5. Chapter number 6 is pocket money. Right? I know many parents come back and say, we do not want to give pocket money to children. But this is where the children understand, and even the parents understand, why pocket money is important for the child and what should be the care taken by the child and the parent while getting or giving pocket money. And how should they manage pocket money? And this is where the money management habit of managing money begins at the right age. You don't want to risk to give your child a lakh of rupees per month and then he spends on whatever he wants. Start giving pocket money after this chapter to your child. The child would start managing the money problem. The last chapter is related to needs and desires. If you remember level 1, it was about needs and desires. This chapter is about buying what you need. And how do you buy what you need? How do you pay money for products and services? How do you find people and shops who give you what you need? Now, these 7 chapters have a few activities or outcomes which would come in the post work for you to do with your children or your children to do with you, either ways as you look at it. So let me tell you about those activities, the outcomes which the children are going to do. One, they would present a study of the past, present, and future price of things and services around them. Make sense? Yeah, the concept of inflation and economics. This is the first step towards understanding that, towards understanding that the future cost of lifestyle would be different than the present cost of lifestyle. So this is an activity which they get to do, and they find, they research, they ask, they interview, and find prices of past. And then they imagine what could be the price of the future, and then they make a table and present it. Interesting, isn't it? Activity number 2 is to create a plan to reduce expenses at home and to think before spending money. So they actually look at average prices at home in their spending, and then they create how I can reduce the spending and what I have to do, etc., etc. Students have given me ideas during this activity about buying different type of rice or different type of wheat, or saving electricity spending by doing a lot of other stuff. And that's something which is the first seed which we have to sow about saving. Activity number 3 is about saving from the pocket money for future use. Remember, in the first level, we talked about piggy bank. In this, we're talking about pocket money. So as parents, you have to give them the pocket money and they'll not spend it all. Promise. Yeah, the teachers help the child understand that some part of the money has to go into the piggy bank for their future goal, not just because saving is a good thing to do. That's activity number 3. Activity number 4 is about preparing a wish list of buying based on family needs, not on personal needs only. And that's something which builds that sharing, cooperation kind of a thought process in the child about needs. It is just not about my needs, it is about our needs now. Activity number 5 is a research based activity. Now, this is an activity where they actually create a process, or they understand the process of taking a bank loan by researching on the internet. They learned hand loans, and now they also learn what is a bank for, and the bank gives you a loan. They research and find out information of how do you get a bank loan. Do you think it is too early? Don't worry. We have taught thousands of students, and students enjoy doing it. Yes, fourth and fifth standard students, they really are bright students nowadays. They have a lot of exposure, and you don't have to worry about it. We're not teaching them something which is not age appropriate. The entire curriculum is vetted for being age appropriate. Let me tell you the final activity in this level. Activity number 6 is about exploring various jobs for understanding the salaries and the work they do. Yes, when they hear learn about salaries, when they hear learn about jobs, earners, they start looking at what would they want to be. And in the classroom, when they discuss different professions, they then browse on the internet to find what they have to do in that profession and what salary can they expect from that profession. Isn't that something which is under the earners pillar, which you want them to learn? So while you take a decision about your child learning level 2 or not, let me prepare to tell you about level 3. Until then, take your decision, take your call whether you want the child to have a formal, structured learning in these topics. I would take vida from you. See you till then. Thank you and dhanyavad.